Hi, my name is Nikki Emelike, CEO of Nisting College. Welcome to Centerpoint Africa. It is a program centering on education, international politics, domestic politics, community development, and business. I have special guests here today. They focus on business today, and I will let them introduce themselves. The first guest, Babatunde, please introduce yourself.
Thank you. My names are Babatunde Davids. I'll say I'm Yoruba first.
You're Yoruba first.
Then
Okay.
Then I'm a Nigerian.
Then in the Nigerian. Okay. Good.
I'm the second of 10 siblings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they boys and girls?
Yeah, I'm the first son.
Yes.
And see, my name Babatunde, for instance, it means reincarnated. So I'm the first son after my grandfather died.
Okay.
Paternal.
Okay.
And I have an elder sister. I have 2 younger brothers
Okay.
after me. Then I have other younger sisters. So we are 3 boys and 7 girls.
Wow. It's lovely. So tell me a bit about your background in terms of business, if you don't mind. If you've talked about your family in regards to business.
Okay, let's start from how I went to school.
Okay.
I was born in Kaduna, St. Gerard's, and my parents moved to Kwara State in 1976.
Okay.
And I started my primary school in a missionary school called Chapel Nursery Primary School in Ilorin. From there, I went to staff school to do my common entrance. Started secondary school, same in Kwara State. That's where we're from.
Okay.
A boys' school, a grammar school called Oro Grammar School, OGS. The school was established in 1958.
Ooh,
So
okay.
it's a very, in the southern region, it used to be one of the main schools.
Yeah.
In the western region, it used to be one of the main schools. Then I went into architecture. I did my diploma in Kwara Poly. I did my ND and my HND in Kwara Poly. Then I went to FUT Owerri, which is called FUTO, to do my PG in project management.
And project management. Okay.
Then I started work. Gradually, I served in Kogi State. Actually, during my service at the camp, I was nominated as the most disciplined male corps member.
Wow.
And
Well, it's good that you're laughing about that.
I served with the deputy governors in the deputy governor's office.
Okay.
Then
Is it a voluntary basis or basically?
normally after your camp, they send you to different places to serve your main primary assignment. It's called.
Okay.
So my primary assignment was in the office of the deputy governor, and they had Kogi State Investment and Properties, which was where I served. I still remember it like it was yesterday. It was just over 20 years.
Wow.
And I studied architecture, which was very interesting, and the experience sort of grows with one, like I'm still having today. You know, gradually it broadens one's mind. You meet people, you do projects.
Yes.
There are rewards. And at the same time, there are pains. You know, no pain, no gain, they say. So whilst growing and doing all these things, there are a few pains and gains along the way.
Oh, thank you very much. Now I need to introduce the second guest. Please, Scholar, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Nikki. It's a pleasure being on this platform. Thank you so much. My name is Scholastica Anumon Mesianya. I'm a true Nigerian as well. I'm a mother of 4 beautiful children. and I'm a businesswoman. I'm a mental health advocate. I also do a bit of public speaking. I work with young people and lone parents as well. My journey has been a very interesting one. Just like my friend here said, there has been very good journey and not so good ones. However, in all things, we have to be grateful.
Yes, we have to.
And I'm the first child of my parents. Come from a very large family of 8. Though I lost a sister, bless her soul. So about 7 of us left now. And I migrated to the UK in 1992, to be precise. And I have had quite interesting experiences in my journey to becoming an entrepreneur. So whilst I was in Nigeria, I went to Our Lady of Apostles in Yaba. It used to be one of those popular schools. They call it Ola Girls. For those who are familiar with Ola Girls in Yaba,
are you hailing them?
well done, Ola Girls.
Well done, Ola Girls.
Right. So yes, I went to Ola Girls, and I traveled down to the north, Bayero University, where I had a degree in media communications, and then I came to UK in 1992, and this is where I am today.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you so much for that interesting information. Now, I'll talk to the CEO of Project Magnet. What interested you into going into architecture or, construction?
Okay, thank you, yeah. I'll start by saying my dad is an architect.
Okay.
He's actually the first fellow in the northern states of Nigeria. Well, Kwara State is classified as North Central. So, and I think being the first son, I would say to you, my choices were 2. I'd love to study medicine, which was the first one. And the second option on my mind was civil engineering. But the interest was there. Whilst we were young, my dad would take us to his site on Sunday after church, and then we'd go back home. But by virtue of interest, I chose construction industry as my second option, which was civil engineering. And I found that architecture was actually very interesting. You do projects from inception, you take design brief from clients, you do the design, and you see the projects grow. And that's what interests me. And after a very long time, even during the period whilst I was doing it, things change.
Okay.
And because change were inevitable, when we were in school, we drew on a drawing board with a set square. I'm not that old.
Well, all I can say is we all experience exactly the same thing.
Well, once I started working, things moved quickly to computer, and they call it CAD drawings, computer-aided design. And it was so fascinating. We started learning. I think the first time I ever started using CAD was 1998. And it was release 13 at that time. And it's grown, from that state till now. So I think one of the things that actually interests me is the process of what an architect does, make the design, oversees the project, and you have, in Nigeria, most time, we do residentials.
Yes.
So you actually see people move into their houses, if it was a school, if it was a government property. So these are the things that really entails me, and it's quite rewarding because every time you drive past, if it was a house, I did that design. So that personal pleasure sort of encourages me to do more and grow within that industry. And when I came to the UK,
Yes.
it was slightly different, which it wasn't a shock to the system. It was more or less the weather.
The
We
weather.
built in Nigeria with hollow blocks,
Oh, okay.
and I got to the UK and I found bricks.
Yeah.
So how would they do this?
Yeah.
And every time I go into a building, I'm trying to the walls were so thick.
Okay.
How did they do this? Then I started work. I got my first appointment to start work, and it took me about 6 months
Yeah.
just to look through the drawings. Every time I go to the office, what's this called? But it's so interesting, and it's quite, like I said, it's rewarding because you have a team of people working with you every now and then.
Yeah.
There's always something to learn.
Yeah.
Especially when I came, I was trying to do my qualifiers exams.
Yeah.
I actually had to register at an online book club,
Okay.
and I was reading after work, sending books to the house and stuff. And this was really interesting, and well, those are the things that drew me
That drew you
into the
into
construction industry.
Wow.
It's
Thank
moved
you.
slightly now.
Okay.
Since I started my practice, but it's about 7 years now. 2014 we started. It's going to be 7 years next year, May.
Yeah.
We now do refurb works, design works. So I've moved from the consultancy side
Okay.
to the more development and project management side, because it's part of the qualifications I had as well, even from before I left Nigeria.
Was it a progression? Like it's more of a progression, or was it entails both within the?
I think the what I saw in it was when I came to the UK, it was just different.
Okay.
It was more broad.
Yeah.
Architecture back home was more of the consultancy side.
Yeah.
So when I came to the UK, I can say, okay, you can do project management side, you can advise, you can actually do proposals as well, which in Nigeria, most time at that time, we started from probably because of where I started.
Yeah.
Maybe if I'd stayed
Of
till
course.
later in my career or
Yeah.
my experience with architecture in Nigeria would have been different. But I think when I got here was
Yeah.
when I would call my proper starting stage.
Yeah.
And that gave me the grounds to see different areas I could go into. And I would say the biggest exposure I had was when I worked on Olympics projects.
Okay.
2011, 2012 as one of the design consultants through Circle.
Oh, really?
They had upgrades on all DLR station, 85 station and substations, and they had Stratford International, which was brand new, and we did all the upgrades through Circle as a service provider. So that's where I actually saw maintenance people, design consultants, services consultants.
So the development was more enormous in terms
Yeah.
of what you gained.
Exactly, from
Okay.
where I started as an architect.
Okay.
And that's what we do now. We render services, architectural services, from doing your designs for you.
Yeah.
We render services on maintenance.
Yeah.
There's what is called cyclic maintenance. We one of the nominated contractors for one of the London housing associations.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so what they do with the properties, with the tenants, they do upgrades, kitchens, bathroom to meet regulations as the property ages, or with wear and tear maintenance as well. So we actually do quite a few. We travel as far as Liverpool. I have a team of trades and consultants, other professionals, about 22 men. And we're really on ground to do a lot of things for people. We do extensions, loft conversions, alterations, party wall services. If you're doing anything that bounce on your party wall with your neighbor.
Okay.
But our forte
Yeah.
is dwelling.
Okay.
We do regeneration projects as well, but my forte is dwelling, so which is what I've actually decided to work and grow. That's where we are.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go to Scholar. What inspired you into going into business?
Very good question. In my case, it was a very humbling beginning. I never envisaged I was going to end up as a business person. My main focus was to obviously to pursue my career within the entertainment or media industry. But I found myself going to business due to family shifts, so to speak. When I came to UK, or prior to coming to UK, my job was I used to work with the Ministry of External Affairs. I mainly worked with diplomats in Nigeria. So on coming to UK, I thought I could perhaps continue to pursue such or similar career. And I had a few odd jobs because obviously the change in location, you have to find your bearing and your footing. So I did a few menial jobs like in healthcare, waitressing, but I think I got my first major break when I worked with the British Broadcasting Corporation, that's BBC. I was a PA. In fact, my boss was the manager on the EastEnders set, so...
Ooh, okay. Are you picking up EastEnders now?
I'm a great fan.
EastEnders.
So, I mean, I was taking around the set, and it was quite intriguing to see how, to meet some of the cast and see how the production were being run. So I did work there for a couple of years, and then I moved on to work with another company, another media company in the West End. And I worked with the media company for, I think I must have been there for about 6 months to a year, and then BBC said they wanted me back. And I had to go back. But this time it was quite different because I realized when I got back to working with BBC, my first 2 months back in office, I realized I was expecting a baby.
Oh,
and
wow.
and I
It must have
didn't.
been very interesting.
It was quite interesting because I didn't even know I was expecting, and I had gone probably close to midterm, and I wasn't aware, but I could feel all the pregnancy symptoms and all that comes with pregnancy. But I think it's one of those things I kind of put under the table, under the cooler, and I thought I could just, bulldoze my way through. So because my job as a PA was fast-paced, I had to travel with my boss, go to meetings, stayed up late. It became a chore. So I thought to myself, what do I do? Obviously, I cherished my baby, so I resigned. I resigned from my job, and that's how I came into business. And then the interesting thing about my journey into business is the fact that when I left my job, I wasn't quite sure as to what to do. I knew I wanted to do something. I wanted something flexible whereby I can earn an income and spend time with my family, with my children as well. And I recall one day I had gone out to do some local shopping.
Yeah.
And I ran into a group of boys, and they said to me, they saw me carrying shopping bags.
Were they young people?
They probably in their about 16 years, between the ages of 16, 18, thereabout.
Okay.
So they approached me, and at that time I was a bit skeptical. I thought maybe they were coming to attack me or something. I wasn't sure what to expect. Right, but it turned out that they were just, good kids who just wanted to help, and they asked me if I needed help with my shopping, and I said yes, I don't mind. And then they helped me, and that was it. And then a couple of weeks later, I went down the same road again, and one of them actually identified me and said, hello. And I said, hello too, where did I know you from? And he said, you're the lady from so place the other time. And I said, good. And that was it. And whilst we were talking, A police vehicle was passing by, and suddenly these boys ran off. And I thought to myself, what's going on? Why are they running away? And they ran off. And the police stopped and asked me if I knew them. And I said, I don't know them, but I was just talking to them. And they said, but you were talking to them. I said, yes, but I don't know who they are. And they left and they went. So I went looking for an office. I thought to myself, I need to do something for the community. So I went looking for an office, and I got myself an office. And it so happened the office was in the same area where I had this encounter with these young boys.
Okay.
And I started off as a business center where I provided business services, whereby people in the community would come around, do soft internet cafe, if they had any admin, because admin was pretty much my remit and my backbone. So, and one thing led to another, and then one day I had a visit from one of the local job center manager, and he came around to me and he said, we are looking for local businesses who could help us. Do you think you can help? And I asked, what kind of help are you looking for? And we had a detailed discussion, and again, one thing led to another, and it turned out that they wanted me to deliver training. So I began my interesting journey with the Department of Works and Pension.
What particular training did you focus on?
And basically what I did was they contracted me out to provide training for these young boys, employment, empowerment, empower them with skills, get them back to work. So for them to go back to work, obviously they had to go through the basic skills like interview techniques, confidence building, how to search for job search, career guidance and progression and things like that. So those were the main things where I was told I could provide. But then again, I hadn't done that before. So I worked in collaboration with the Job Center and Department of Works and Pension, and we built a
Was this in London? Or?
Yes, this was in London, in Lewisham.
In Lewisham?
In Lewisham Borough. So we provided the services within, it was a pan-London contract whereby all the London boroughs, we reached out to all the young people within the boroughs. So we could have referrals both from London, Bromley, Hackney, Walthamstow, Greenwich, just name it really. So, but our primary focus was in Lewisham because the office was based in Lewisham. And I did that for a couple of years. And then I moved on to, well, I would say it's quite interesting because whilst I was doing that, I took a lot of passion and great interest in working with these young people because I could see the fact that we were able to engage them positively. I could see transformation in some of them. Obviously, we couldn't reach out to everyone, but the few that came our path, we were able to impact on their lives. So majority of them were ex-offenders. Some had come out from prison, custodial sentences. Some were in hostels and had some real family issues. So we had a pool of mentors, coaches, people who could actually work with them on a grassroots level to ensure they achieve their goals. So we did that for a couple of years, and from thence on, I took a lot of interest in working with people who were enduring mental health. Now, I've been asked the question so many times.
Yes.
Why mental health?
Why mental health? The great question.
Yes. It's interesting because every one of us, we have. I'm not a mental health. I'm not a doctor in mental health. However, there's a degree of stress in every being, and it depends on how you manage yourself. There are genetic mental health whereby it's something that runs in the family, and there are environmental mental health triggers as well. So majority of them are either drug-induced ones, whereby they could no longer manage their mental health. But saying that, I'm somebody I have a lot of passion in making sure people are empowered. I take great interest in seeing the well-being of people, and that's where the passion to advocate for mental health originated from. And from then on, I began to work with major local authorities. Again, it's a pan-London contract. I was working with a lot of local authorities, whereby I had a residential home where they will refer people enduring severe mental health. We work with stakeholders, agencies who are responsible for their care. So we would offer them both accommodation and take care of them as well. Until date, we still do that. I would say we've literally worked with well over 500 people enduring mental health. When I say mental health, these are people with severe mental health, people with schizophrenia, bipolar, and on top of that, with forensic history. So they're coming straight out from prison, they're coming into the community, some are coming straight from the hospital, and we look after them.
Thank you so much. Continuing this exciting conversation, and it's been really great talking to my two lovely guests here as we go on to the CEO of the Babatunde. And please tell me about sports, because you do know quite a lot about that.
Thank you, Nikki. Actually, my secondary school days, I did track and field. I did quarter mile, they called it at that time, and it was 400 meters. And
they call it what?
Quarter mile.
Quarter mile, okay. And what do they call it now?
400 meters.
400 meters, okay.
So
is it the difference from the Nigerian one? Is it the same with the UK?
I think the track and field just started giving new names to stuff. Because the standard metrics was the mile was the UK, while the inches and stuff was American.
Yeah.
And we did millimeters, and we were colonized by the British, so we followed suit with them, education standards and stuff. So they call it quarter mile, but now they call it 400 meters race. So at that time, I was very young, and I was doing 52 seconds to go around the field once, and which was really good. Even now, I think the world record is about, say, 42.5.
Wow.
So if at that time, well, 30 years ago now, it's quite interesting to do. And I played volleyball. I remember when, I think it was my second year, we actually played handball, and some of us actually represented Nigeria to play World Under 12 handball in Canada. Well, I didn't go with them, but we had boys from my school who progressed to play. I played volleyball, and I actually went on to play volleyball for Kwara State. Went to national camp. We actually played what was called zonal qualifiers for Commonwealth 1996.
Right.
Yeah, I was at the
Interesting.
camp. So yeah, with sports, I was really, really active. And towards my end of, say, my HND, I started doing bodybuilding.
Oh, okay. And how did you find that?
In Nigeria, we just go to gym.
You just go to gym, you
And
know.
you don't find out.
Did you think you were doing bodybuilding, or you just said, okay, let me just start going to the gym?
No, with sports, because with volleyball, we always go camps, and states camps, national camps. So you see the weightlifters when you go to the gym. We do cross training with them, and you actually see bodybuilders.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they have there's a niche where people actually, in the UK, they call them personal bodyguards, or close security guards. But in Nigeria, they just have them as bodybuilders, and it was just leisure and fun. And because I'm 6 foot tall, 6'2" tall,
Okay.
and I saw my frame as quite interesting for bodybuilding. And I often, I remember in my service and at the camp, I actually contested as Mr. Macho.
Macho.
And even in my house till now, my missus still teases me, Mr. Macho. So it's
They need
really,
to tease you about that name,
it's
Mr.
really
Macho.
something that happened
Man.
at that time, which I really, really liked. And I have my kids doing sports now. My daughter did swimming, my first daughter. The second one still plays football now with Hudson Girls.
Really?
Yeah, and I just love sports. But unfortunately, I didn't go pro because of my career. But it's all good.
Oh, well, thank you so much for that information. It was quite very interesting, especially the Macho Man. Now I need to talk to the CEO, Scholar. So tell me, Scholar, what's your career progression?
Interesting. Quite a lot, really. I have actually, like I said earlier on, I have progressed from a very, very humble beginning,
Okay.
and I've worked my way up there. Currently, I'm running this residential accommodation for people who are enduring mental health. And 3 years ago, I was nominated by Goldman Sachs as one of the black businesses.
Wow, I think you need to stop there. Did you hear that? Wow. How do you feel about that? Because being nominated by Goldman Sachs must have been very great for you and your family as well. Just tell us how your family felt when that happened.
It was it was quite an interesting experience, to be honest. I was very intrigued.
Yeah.
At that time when it happened, I didn't look at it as a big deal, to be honest. I was very much interested in being able to move my business from one level to the other, to the next level. And what Goldman Sachs does is they basically work with small businesses, micro businesses, and then they give you business models whereby you can, continue to expand and enlarge your business.
Wow.
It involves a lot of hard work.
I know.
But if you have the resilience to do it, it's worth it.
Wow.
It's worth every second.
Yeah. Okay, we'll carry on with the career progression. I think we stopped from Goldman Sachs. So tell me a little bit more, because I know you have how many businesses right now?
At the moment, I've got 2 businesses. I'm also the founder of...
Please mention the business so that everyone will know the businesses. And she's
It's,
here to also promote her business as well. So.
Right. It's called Community Training and Employment Project, CTEP for short.
Okay.
And what that does is basically we work with young people. They're one of the people that I take a lot of joy and passion in working with. So we work with young people, lone parents, and also we work with older women, people who are looking to going back. Perhaps they've spent the majority of their lifetime raising their family, and they've gotten to a point where maybe kids are all grown up now and they're looking to now go back into the employment market and create a new life for themselves. So we work with them whereby if they have any hobby they're looking to turn into a business, or have an existing business they're looking to grow.
Yes.
So we work with them, and also I do consultancy jobs as well.
I know.
Whereby I work with new businesses, startups, and existing businesses, people looking to grow their business as well. So that's pretty much my career progression.
Thank you very much. And let's go back to the CEO, Babatunde David. Can I ask you, tell us about Project Magnet, please. Tell us about it.
Okay. Thank you, Nikki. Project Magnet Consulting actually got established in 2014, and this is what happened. after the Olympics project, I was fortunate to work with a company called Broadwalk Merlion. They should be, I think, top 10, top 12 architectural firm in the world. And they had a project I came on as one of consultants or design architects. It was a 2,500 hotel unit in Azerbaijan.
Wow.
Yeah, in Baku.
Wow.
And they were doing all contractors were on sites. It was basically about the detail of the finish and the functionality of all utilities and amenities at the hotel. And that was where they had the 2018 Champions League games.
Yes.
Yeah, the hotel has been it's been running since 2015. So when I finished that project, I just found out there's a niche in the industry,
Yes.
and it's maintenance. And a lot of people move into properties or they buy properties, and after a while, the wear and tear, no one looks after it.
Yeah.
And most homeowners don't necessarily know what to do,
Yes.
even though they want to do maintenance and they know what they like, they know what they want,
Yeah.
but they don't. And most builders can provide a service for you based on your brief.
Yes.
So if the homeowners does not really know how they would do or present or have what they really so much liked, and the builders can only work on your instruction.
Yeah.
As an architect, I could advise my clients or homeowners on, okay, if you want to do this,
Yeah.
how does this meet regulations? And
Yeah.
that's how it starts. Or started. And I thought it was going to be that easy, like I just said it, but
Yeah.
it wasn't. We started, and I'll tell you accurately, my first project, we lost about 20 grand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because,
Yeah. So how was it? How did the team feel? Did it?
yeah,
you know,
everything went flat.
anything was flat.
And
but-
I had to just pick up again.
That's what life does. I
Yeah.
mean, as you go along, you're gonna go through struggles.
It was just,
When you go through struggles, please stand up.
yeah,
That's all you need to
everything
do.
just went flat. And the few people who stood around me then, that included my family, my wife,
Yeah.
obviously, we still work together today. But at that time, a lot of people just went away. But like, what made Project Magnet Consulting stood
Yeah.
or relevant was because of the niche we carved from what's missing in maintenance, house expansion, and upgrades. So we just have a system where, well, one-stop shop for any project in the dwelling industry or in the
Yeah.
dwelling market.
Yeah.
So we can actually help you view.
Yeah.
We can go to auction with you if you've seen a
Okay.
property. So we can help you analyze what is called the package for the property.
Yeah.
They call it legal pack. So we can analyze the legal pack before the auction day. We can
Okay.
view with you.
Yeah.
We can advise you, okay, based on what you want to do with this property, based on where the property is, we can give you like heads up on how much you might be willing to spend. So it's good for you to either go in or don't go in.
Or don't go
Or like
in,
what
yeah.
your standard builder will give you, you invite
Yeah.
them and they run your project. So we project manage the whole process. We have subcontractors in all areas, certified electricians, certified heating engineers, plumbers, heaters, tilers, decorators.
Okay.
And so we cover almost everything. The only area I would say we don't do letting. Yeah, we
Oh.
don't do letting, but from you buying the property, working on the property, we can even introduce other clients to you if you want to sell.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can actually introduce other clients to you as well. So these are the areas we cover. If you want to buy, we can help you
Yes.
to buy with another agent who's going to do the transactions for you, or we can look out for properties for you, for you to sell. And we have another company on the side.
Yeah.
I remember scholars saying humanitarian works and so. I have a company called African Ark. And you know, Ark in the Bible was this big boat that took everything away. So basically, African Ark for us was anything we can take from here that is still useful in Africa, not necessarily Nigeria.
Yes.
And I can say proudly, we've had schools who had donated stuff for us, from books, computers, we've taken back to Nigeria because we just started. And these are the little humanitarian things we've done. And it's from what we've learned. Another thing we're trying to do now, from the maintenance we're doing, anything we think could be recycled, rather than just chucking the skip. We actually have a place where we keep bath, wash hand basins, and the plan is maybe once in 6 months we take it to Nigeria and give it to people who can still use it. Taps, you know, and this is what African Ark will now do. So rather than we chuck the stuff that we still think, oh, this could be very useful, not in this part of the world, but rather than chuck in the bin, people who don't have good doors in their houses, we take all the doors out, we keep them, keep the door handles, and we'll give it out free. People might think, oh, but why are you doing this? They're not new. Yeah, it's better than you not having a door at your house or at your post, or not having a bath. You know, decidedly to or not have a tap that runs water properly. So these are the things African Ark does.
What did you say? African art?
Ark.
Ark.
Like the Ark of Noah.
Ark of Noah. Great.
Yeah. So these are the other areas we sort of looked into, and in Nigeria, surprisingly, we have a company called New Season. And I'm the group chair.
Okay.
Yeah. And what New Season does, we have a small microfinance system where we give microfinance loan advice.
Is it now being ministered where? What state is it being ministered in Nigeria?
Like, you know, I told you I'm Yoruba.
You're Yoruba,
Nigeria.
so it's okay.
So it's in Kwara.
It's in Kwara.
Kwara
Okay.
State in
Kwara
Ilorin.
State. Okay.
So I think it's most of us that have traveled and left home. You find out there's a void.
I know.
That we think reasonably we can fill with efforts and stuff. So this is what's prompted us to take our little resource and use it to help people.
Okay.
Because what I found out is a lot of people are quite brilliant.
Yes, they are.
Don't have opportunities.
Yes.
And sometimes if you're waiting for the big things to happen to you in life, it might never happen.
Yes.
So when I came here, someone just trusted me. I'll tell you this short story. My first main interview. I went there and after the interview, I was told, oh yeah, you got the job. And I started. 3 months down the line, it was an open plan office, and my land manager, who sits opposite me, oh, David, can you believe Andrew cannot understand anything you told me? But what am I trying to say? Someone trusted and said, okay, we'll give you the opportunity.
Of course.
And often when I say that, everyone just laughs and say, oh, so how did you get the job? But I stayed at BP2W, which was a company. This is one of the best practices I've ever worked with. I did all my qualifiers exam with them, 2007, 2008, and it was really nice. Before that, the bubble busted and everyone had to move on. So we were using New Season to give opportunity to people back home. Small loans. We do sell gas as well, cooking gas.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Which we do at, say for instance, students who are in school. Because we've opened very close to the school. Rather than them going out of the school to look for, we just access them and they can get what they need, the camp gas, and we make sure it's safe. Because that's sometimes
is there any training required? Do you do like a week training or a day training? What are the processes?
The first thing is the registration for you to get certified, and they would now train you. So we had personnel who we put forward for training. So that's giving someone opportunity to earn a living.
Yeah.
And we got certified that way. Most of them were just health and safety.
Okay.
Then where you get your product from, they give you the nominated suppliers who they trust, and that's where we purchase from. Another area we're trying to work on now is ofada rice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another area we're trying to work on. So
Wow.
I'm just ground local.
Okay, well, thank you, Babatunde Davids, and thanks for telling us about what you do also, both in Nigeria and here in the UK. Now we go to the CEO. Scholar, please tell us about your business and why you're here in order to promote your business in regards to what you do and what you're expecting people to know about it and to key into any aspects you want them to key in. So the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Nikki. And just like I said earlier on, one of the main things behind, or the main goal behind what I do is the passion I have to empower people. And so for that reason, that has been the driving point of everything I do. We have been going on with the mental health provision for quite a while. And one of the areas we're looking to go into Nigeria as well.
Okay.
Whereby we can, because
why was that decision made? Because people need to know the reason why we need to diversify and create different opportunities. So tell us the reason why you felt, okay, this needs to be in Nigeria.
I mean, as a Nigerian, just like Batunde has said, there is often that need, there is often that void to want to give back to where you've come from. And I often go to Nigeria on holiday. I visit either on holiday or business trip. And I've realized that there's quite a lot of need for some of our young people, because they said the youth are the future of every nation.
Very correct.
Unfortunately, what is going on in Nigeria, it's not something that is palatable at the moment. However, saying that, we know there is issue of unemployment in Nigeria, and a lot of our youths have gone down certain unpleasant routes, which has, for some of them, has put them at the borders of mental health. And again, mental health, it's something that it's not there's no awareness to it in Nigeria. I don't know about other African countries, but because there's this huge stigma attached to it. Whereas it's something that needs to be spoken about so people can get the necessary help they need, to be able to live with that condition if it's diagnosed. So for me, I'm looking at it that I want to be able to give that support, and one of the ways we're looking to do that is to provide training as well in Nigeria, and we're also looking to working with other international organizations as well, to be able to provide them with the adequate medication and being able to support this niche client group. So it's a project it's still very much at its infancy stage, but hopefully we're looking to be able to expand that. And interestingly, Babatunde is into construction. I did a little bit of construction, but not as an architect.
Oh, okay.
I did.
Wow.
I did facilities management, where I worked with most major construction companies like Mansell. They were one of my major clients.
Wow.
Balfour Beatty, Sisk, is it Osborne? I can't remember them, it's been a while. Yeah, Osborne's, yeah.
Okay.
So, yes, we did quite a few jobs with them, and with the training we provide, we still work with them, but on a different platform. So it's no longer me providing facilities management support with these construction firms. However, we now work with young people who are looking to gain skills and experience within this sector. So whereby we can make referrals to them, and then they can get the basic qualification or experience they need to thrive in those sectors. And for me, one of the progression also I'm looking to, Nigeria is a place I would love to good. I really admire what my friend here is doing in Nigeria, and that has really quite inspired me a lot. Because we must give credit to where it's due. So it's imperative we look at where we're coming from, even though we've come very far, to look back and see how we can empower our young people. We're pretty much getting to the borders where we can take a back seat and let the young ones rule the scene. So it's an ongoing process for me, really. I don't know when it's going to stop.
Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
Well, the only area I was just that is similar to what you've done, with the mentoring we did, that really was an eye opener where, because a lot of young people they want to do something, but they, especially in this part of the world, they need guidance.
Yeah.
From when we were young, it was full competition. You had to cram the times table from when you were about 7 or 8 because of common entrance. You have to know your chemistry.
Yes, you have to.
All the periodic tables and stuff. But in this part of the world, they've done it in a way which is more subtle.
Yes.
You're encouraged to a career path.
Yes.
And I remember the Construction Industry Council actually raised it. This was 2010, 2011, and they want volunteering to go to schools with sixth form students where they're getting ready to go to uni. And by the time the results come, sometimes it's not what they really wanted. So they gave us the opportunity to talk to them in the school. Then we have the career people from which we can relate to them, and just to give them the guide really in the choice of courses, and I did that as well, which was quite good.
Fantastic. The program has just ended. Thank you so much to CEO Babatunde, CEO Scholar. Thank you so much. I mean, I hope you come back again. You've been a lovely guest, and I hope you enjoyed the program. We've covered business today. We've covered Babatunde's business and also the Scholar business as well. Centerpoint Africa is every Thursday, 3 to 4 p.m. I hope you tune in. We have exciting programs. It stems through education, politics, community development. Please tune in. Again, my name is Nikki Emilike, CEO of Nisdin College, Centerpoint Africa. Nikki, thank you.